All right, I'm back. I'm actually going through, the seasonal allergies. So, anyway, like I was discussing before the short break, uh, this is somewhat of a racket. I don't know if these doctors are taking into consideration the adverse effects that these medications may have. Certainly, the fact that they're doling it out like candy, it may be that some of these pharmaceutical corporations are actually giving these doctors kickbacks or paying them should they prescribe a particular medication or try it out. I know, as with my wife, the many different types of rheumatoid arthritis medications that are out there, and there apparently is no cure for for such a disease, an autoimmune disease. They will have you on one thing for 6 months, and that may be working just fine, and all of a sudden they want to change you to something else or something that's new, having no idea whether this thing will kill you or have any type of adverse effects upon your physical or mental being or mental state. So this is for those who may be going through uh, any type of illness or may have a loved one that's going through some type of illness. It takes an effect on you that's unbelievable, especially when someone is going through something and there's nothing you can do to help. Uh, it just takes time. Going through the withdrawal process from prednisone was a nightmare. I have experienced something very similar, but in a longer duration with two types of rheumatoid arthritis medications in times past with my wife. So when she's going through it, I'm going through it. I know for certain the last valley time that I've just experienced here over the last few weeks, it's done a few things for me. All the things that I felt were important or thought were important, they were brought to a halt. And the Most High took me down into that valley. And I became very much aware of exactly what it's like. Maybe I have lost sight or may not have carefully considered her circumstances. I felt like I had, but I was brought to remembrance. I was reminded of exactly what it's like when you're unable to do something as simple as open up a bottle, fix your hair, put on your own clothes and things of the like. Because while she was going through this withdrawal from prednisone, her mental state was not right. It was absolutely a nightmare. And I had to be there hand and foot. And she could not be left alone. And I had to do everything. And it just reminded me of her state, on how helpless and needy you would be as far as depending upon someone to help you for all of your needs. I can't imagine what my mental state would be if I was physically stripped of doing things for myself and I had to depend on someone to do it, and I was not able to walk, and I was not able to get up and go to the bathroom and comb my hair or comb my beard or put on my own shirt. These are some of the things that many of us do not even contemplate. We do it naturally, we do it normally, and unless you have been somewhat incapacitated or you have a family that is incapacitated and you actually have to help them, you have no idea what that is like. And so for me, the lesson in the valley time for me was certainly to remind me of her state. And it put me in her position at that time because nothing else mattered. It was that serious. And everything from my job to everything else pretty much was put on hold. And I had to pretty much tend to her. So to those of you who may have a husband that is standing with you in times of sickness and times of trouble, and for the men, the husbands, whose wives are standing with you in the time of your sickness and the time of your trouble, I commend you. Because I know of men whose wives became sick, and the minute that happened, they left. They divorced her. So if you have a spouse and that spouse is with you during your time of trouble, during your time of sickness, during your time of needs and things of the like, and they are there with you and have not abandoned you in your state of trouble, your state of need, when you're at your worst. That is a testament of someone honoring that marriage and really caring for someone, because as we get older, we begin to realize exactly what is important. So your family is what matters. So to the husbands that's helping their wives, that's there to support their children, etc., especially if they're in a state of medical need, I commend you for your job and for what you are doing, because what you're doing is a testament to who you are, and it certainly shows others exactly how things ought to be done as far as holding your family together when times are not good. And to the wives also that are doing this, that's standing by your husbands in time of trouble and reassuring him and strengthening him and washing him and taking care of him and making sure he gets to his medical appointments and all of these other things. Women like that are very hard to find. A man like that is very hard to find. Everyone is all about themselves nowadays. So to find someone that's committed to their marriage and that will take care of their spouse in time of trouble when they may not be able to wash themselves and all of these other things, I commend you for it. It is the right thing to do. It is the righteous thing to do, and continue to do it. Especially if you know you're dealing with someone that if you find yourself in that position, that they would not abandon you. For you to abandon them, it would be an unrighteous thing. So continue to do what you're doing to support yourself, to support your family members. And if you are that family member that's actually being taken care of, don't ever forget to thank your spouse for all that they do, because it's amazing what a few kind words will do to heal and to strengthen, just as a few hateful words can damage and break. So I commend you, for those of you who are married, maybe dealing with some physical issues, maybe dealing with withdrawals from some medications or adverse effects from medications, but yet you have stayed the course to support your spouse, to make sure that they're getting the proper medication. And for those of you who may be getting medication or have a spouse on medication, make sure if your spouse or your family member is taking a medication or some form of medication and somehow they are not acting right, somehow there's a character change, make sure that that doctor is notified immediately, and you pretty much let them know that this medication is having an adverse effect. Because should this medication eventually kill your loved one or cause them to do harm to themselves, it's very difficult. They have made laws to where it's very difficult to hold anyone accountable. That goes from the doctors to the pharmaceutical companies themselves. So I wanted to come forth and let you know exactly what I have been going through. And it's amazing that when you think that you've got it rough and you start speaking to some people about some of the things that you're going through, and then they let you know what they're going through. And then you could thank the Most High by stating, you know, I thought I had it rough until I heard XYZ from this person and that person and that person. And then you realize that, my situation is bad, it's dire, but it's not as bad as this person over here or that person over there. So just when you think things are bad for you, there's several people that has it a whole lot worse. More importantly, as a servant of the Most High, in the many times that I have been in the valley is the one place to get my attention, as it is most people, because then everything is cut off. You're alone in the valley. All the moving parts has stopped. And this is to cause me and anyone else to focus on exactly what's at hand. And every time I'm in the valley and I'm swinging down in the valley, my arms never get tired, because the Most High strengthens me for me to go down in the valley. And so I will keep swinging the whole way through And then when I come out of that valley, I'm always a better person, a wiser person. Uh, and sometimes I need to learn that lesson right then. And sometimes it's for not only then, but it's for times to come as well. So there may be those of you who may be hearing this that may be younger, and you may have an elderly parent, and they may start going through some different things with some medication. And hearing this message may put you on guard to know that medications can cause someone to act out of character, can cause them to harm themselves, and it can have all type of adverse effects upon your loved one. So be mindful of these medications. Be mindful of them giving you medications for things that you do not have. Ask all the questions, like when my doctor tried to give me this high blood pressure pill. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't take pills for anything. I may use Flonase for this pollen because I have hay fever times 1,000. So that's been the only illness I have, so to speak. But they will try to give you medications for things that you do not have, and you're to be mindful of it, and you're not to try to appease them by taking it or anything like that, because they do not have your best interest at heart, and we are to be mindful of that. Our people have been tested upon, used as lab rats for the many types of experiments, medical experiments, etc. And so therefore, our lives have not had any value to the heathen in these many lands. They will give us any type of medication. And our bodies react very differently to medication than other people's do. So we are to be very mindful of these medications that they're handing out to us, not ever considering how our bodies may react to this and the damage that it causes to the family members who have to endure this mess. So it's been a while since I've been online. I hope the Most High has kept you and your families. I see that I have not been online. It's got to be going on 2, maybe 3 months now, and the subscriptions at the channel has not changed, which is a testament to the Most High's word. The entertainment value at this channel is absolutely zero, and we have enough buffoons in the midst of us. So those who are at the channel are here for a reason. There are those that keep the Most High's laws, statutes, judgments, and precepts, and they're here to get information that will strengthen them and cause them to turn back to righteousness and do the things that's right in the sight of the Most High. We're to be mindful, irregardless of someone's race or irregardless of someone's nation. We are to deal righteously with those who deal righteously with us. If someone has done right by you, you are not to spit in the face of the Most High when He has caused someone to deal with you in a righteous manner and you turn around and deal with them in an unrighteous manner. It's not the thing to do. So we are to deal righteously with those who deal righteously with us. And if you are at war with us, then we are at war with you. It's very simple. So continue to sustain your families, men. Continue to strengthen your families. And the sustenance and the strength comes from the Most High. Your wife gets sick, you stand by her through and through. Your husband gets sick, you stand by him through and through. If you feel you can just have a spouse, they get sick, and you run out the back door, your way is going to be returned upon your own head. That is coming back to you. That old saying is, do unto others as they will have them do unto you. That's a pretty good saying. So if you would find yourself in a situation where you are not capable of doing for yourself, and someone is willing to endure and stand by you to help you through those tough times, you've got a friend indeed. And so therefore you're to be thankful for that and to be mindful of it, that the same care that has been given to you, that you may take that care and you may share it with others. Peace and Yah bless. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. Be mindful of these medications. And when you find yourself in the valley swinging, the purpose is for you to learn something while you're there. You're not there for no reason at all. You're being strengthened in the valley. Now, when you're brought back up to the mountaintop, you get to see things from a different perspective. But as long as you're alive, valley time is coming. You will be down in that valley. It is just part of the cycle of life. But when times are tough, first we must lean on the Most High with our whole heart and our whole soul and walk in His laws, statutes, judgments, and precepts. But nothing too good or too bad lasts for too long. So life moves in cycles. We're going to get the good from the Most High, but we're going to get the bad too. And He's going to bring them both. And we are to be mindful. We're to be mindful. We're to be joyful when times are good. And we're to rejoice and give thanks to the Most High. And when things are bad, we are to certainly consider our ways and our doings. What are the lessons to be learned here? What am I missing? These are some of the things that we are to consider in times of trouble. Every time that you're in trouble is not necessarily a punishment. Sometimes it's just a way of getting your attention that you may learn something. All the other moving parts at times can be a distraction to us. So once again, I am back, and I will be back putting up more videos that you may hear the words of the Most High. And I'm certainly encouraged to see that we have a lot of other people that's coming forth with lessons, with short videos, espousing the Most High's laws, statutes, judgments, and precepts, and coming from a Torah-only perspective. Once again, take care of yourself and take care of your families. I ask that the Most High will watch over you in your house, and that He may keep His angel before you all to guide you in the way. This is not possible unless you are doing the things that are right in His sight. Peace and Yah bless, and you will be hearing from me in the near future. But all is well. My wife is well, and I would expect that in time she will get stronger and better. And thanks to all of you that did make your comments and gave me words of encouragement in the time of trouble. It's a different place to be, and it's good to have the extended family of the Most High's people who are walking in Torah, and to be able to share this with you, because this information is going to help someone, if not now, maybe in the time to come, that they may be aware of the dangers of some of these medications. Some of them can be helpful, but more often than not, they're harmful, and they do not cure anything. They may prolong a thing, they may patch a thing up, but as far as fixing it, most of it doesn't. It requires the Most High for that. So if you're sick, we're to turn to the Most High regardless of whether we're healthy or sick. However, if you have a sick spouse, you are to stand by them through and through. Peace, Israel, and Yah bless once again. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. And I hope you all are having a peaceful and a restful Sabbath day. Yah bless everyone. Peace.